Well, really, find a few little things we've got to grind, tidy up, cut off, and maybe weld up where I've cut too deep and slit something. So I don't want to come in here too many more times, so I might as well weld them up while we're here. And then once we get this done, we can spray the rust converter, let it sit, and then it's ready for some bed liner. Alright, let's get these welded. Little boo-boo. I had a little bit of rust around some of these areas, and I had like a little bit of metal in there. I just shoved in there and used that as a backing plate to fill up a hole, and I left a bit of a tail on it, so I got in there with the angle grinder and tried to cut it out, and then I sliced straight through the front. So I have to grind that back, weld that up now, and then fill it and get that primed as well. So that's alright. I'm not going too bad considering it's not a job I really want to be doing, but got to be done. Both the driver's side guard is now fully sprayed. It got back in there after it started stopped dripping on me. The passenger side guard's half sprayed. Feeling it all over me. Ooh, I'm even getting red blotches. We'll get in the cab now. I might rip the seats out, and we'll get in there and start tidying that up now too. We'll get that done, and then we can say we're over and done with that horrible part of a job. My least favourite. Well, really, we might as well tidy up some of the ugly bits in here too that we don't need anymore. I'll trim this back along that edge. High chance I might weld like a steel hoop roll bar in off that edge, going up and over to do the safety belt mounts up high, the lap sashes. So the rest of it's probably just going to be sheeted in, but for now we'll just get rid of the ugly bits that we aren't using, and then we can start prepping in here. Let's get some noise happening. Hey, can you guess what I'm doing? That's right. We have some sample paint. Give it a little spray on Beefy, see what it looks like, because it's extremely hard to look up paint colours, it seems, these days, and just go to your paint shop and get a colour made. Like I was looking for a glacier blue to suit the 55 Chevy. I even had a PPG reference number, and I go into a PPG store and they still can't look it up. Everything they've got's modern, so I don't know if something's down their system or whatever, but we've had something close to it made up, so let's give this a little spray and see what it comes out looking like. Really don't like the colour at all. The only reason I'm going with it is because when we do the actual patina with the tear throughs of a red oxide and the black coming through it, that's going to add a great contrast to it. As for a choice in colour, I wouldn't pick it in this lifetime ever, sort of thing, because it's just not a strong colour. I do get it, but I do look at it though and go, yeah, that is a very period correct sort of colour. It's very vintage, but the whole idea of being custom is you don't really care about staying traditional. You sort of choose what you want to choose, and for me it's got to be bold and strong sort of looking, but this definitely isn't a bold and strong colour. But we've put it on, and my god, I might go down and see him, because it is so watery. Like in that little thing, I've managed to get like a good 3 or 4 coats of it dusted over, but it's still nearly see-through in some places. It's like it's not covering up much at all. So, and it's just, like I said, so watery. I'll try to pour it on a bit thicker to see if it'd go on alright, but I can sort of see like lines coming through. Just not tickled pink with it at all. I think I just could not paint the whole thing unless I like my whole thing in one standardized color. I don't think I could put that over the body the way it sits with the different shades and the grey and the red and all that, or else it's just not going to work. And that's not what I expect out of a paint. I expect it, like every other paint I've ever done, you spray 1 or 2 coats and whatever's underneath disappears. So what I'm hoping is he may have actually thinned it down in the sample, which means I've then added thinners to that, which means I've probably made it extremely runny. So we'll go for a little drive down and see him, see what he says, because if he says no, he hasn't thinned it out, I don't think I'm even going to buy that. I wouldn't even waste my money on it. So we'll go and have a chat and see what he says. Alright, let's go. Alright, take 2. Then got another little sample. Technically, like I said, we're having trouble trying to find paint codes of the old paints. We go back to this, and what we do find isn't quite exactly what I want. So what we've done is I've just gone back there and said, man, just pull out the blue, pull out the white, let's mix it both together. No violets, no greens, no yellows, just the blue and the white, and we'll just tint them to find something that I don't mind the look of. So it's a little bit more of a stronger blue than the last one, but this is just blue and white. So we'll give this a little test run now. Just mixed up the tiniest bit of clear to give it a bit of a clear coat. I just want to see how the colour pops with some clear on top of it, and then after that we'll make the call as to whether we go ahead with it. I'd say that's a bit more success. We have to ignore some black spots. That's the black crap coming out of the gun still. I have to give out a really good soaking before we actually go to do the paint job on this, but patina. Good thing I don't have to care too much. But colour is a little bit more vibrant. Probably can't pick it up as much. It's very pale. I haven't clear coated out, but that's very powdery blue. That's a bit more of a stronger blue. Just did a couple of test patches on my bonnet because I've been struggling to sand out what I couldn't figure out, whether it was scratch lines or whether it was just colour lines coming through the actual different coloured primers on it. Just did a couple little clear spots on the bonnet just to see the reflection, and yeah, it's definitely still big deep scratches in the bonnet from the body file, so I'm going to have to really prime that again. Probably just redo the door skins as well. Now I've given them a sand. That door's not too bad, but this one over here is pretty bad. I must have run out of prime when I did them. Just gave them one coat because this one sanded. Went through pretty quick, that one did. So gives me an idea as to what's happening with the bonnet now anyway. Another coat of primer on that one for sure, and that'll be ready to go. So we'll go down to the paint shop and buy some more Australian standard red oxide. We've got the GMH black coming anyway, and we'll buy some of that blue and just make a call on to say that'll do. So we've got the arm out, he's ready to go. The previous owner actually supplied us with 2 brand new Nissan bushes. Clear something up, you may hear a bit of confusing talk when I say last owner, me 7 years ago, blah, blah, blah. That's because about 7 years ago I bought the Patrol as a red wagon. I cut it into the dual cab, high stretched chassis, and I built the canopy and turned it into a bit of a tourer to a degree back then. Took it to Cape York and did all that. It was a great truck and loved it. But then I went through a part of my life where I wanted to get out four-wheel driving, so a bloke approached me and wanted to swap me a V8 Commodore, one of the cardinal sins I guess, and I did it. And I took the Commodore and he took the chopped stretch GU, and that was pretty much it. He's kept it ever since, but he went on to putting a Series 4 front end on it, He then also ripped out the TB45 that I was running and rebuilt a new TD42 with all the UFI good gear on it, and also rebuilt the auto to a stage 2 shift kit. Really, apart from that, he hasn't done much more. He let the body sort of go downhill a lot, didn't do much of that, so there's a bit of tidying up still to be done. But I had the opportunity where I was looking for another 4-wheel drive, and I approached him thinking, well, at least if I can buy the canopy back off him, it's half a truck built sort of thing, and I'll just build myself another dual cab GU. So he actually said, well, I'm going to sell the whole truck soon. So I asked him a price, and the price wasn't too bad. It was nearly on par with me having to rebuild and fully deck out another TD42. So I got the whole truck for the price of that, really. So I got it back and got stuck into fixing up the bodywork and tidying it up, and gave it a quick paint job. I still got to do inside the door jams, so that'll be one part of our new episodes, which annoys me because when I open it still see the red. So yeah, so that's the story. This is an arm I bought for about 7 years ago. 7 years on, I've got the truck back, and now I'm replacing the bushes in it. So yeah, but no, she's a bit of a good rig, and I love having it back in your life, to be honest. It's especially for a TD42, because I do love those engines a lot. So we'll get stuck into replacing the bushes in this and take him for a test drive and see how he feels. Alright, the fun bit, and honestly this is probably one of the funner jobs I have with cars. Don't do it that often, but something I taught myself years ago how to do this. We just burn the bushes out. Easy as that. I only ran into one little issue. The pin started biting me out on the other side. Strangely enough, I actually had a large enough socket which can actually act like a bit of a cone. So we're still just vicing him in there, just a tiny little bit more to go. He'll be popping out the other side and he'll be all good. So we'll keep cranking. Sorry about the noise, but for some reason someone hung this cabinet up here and put the glass panes at the very back, which have no use or reason at all, and some other things are rattling, so you just have to bear and grin. Seated nearly. Let's see that lip just touching there a bit now. Just needs a fraction more, I think. Also just noticed the we've got the lip running around the outside there, and down the other side the lip hasn't pushed through. Easy fix of that though. Just get the old screwdriver and work it out. Ta-da! There we go, press the big bugger in. So you saw me change the panhards, the bushes in the panhard and the patrol. And we've got our mess down here. We've got these little bits left over. I don't really chuck out things like this too much. I usually keep them. As much as some of it's crap, some of them can actually be quite handy, because I mean, this one here in particular, he might be ideal to make some spaces. Because when I stick with 4-inch exhaust stacks on Beefy, I just want about a 10mm space roughly that I can put there, cut 10mm and weld it to the exhaust stack, so I can bolt the 4-inch pipe straight to the cab. Like I said, the 4-inch pipe is only really for looks. It's going to have like a 2.5 run up inside it, so it's like a insulator shroud sort of thing, but it looks like a big 4-inch pipe. So that's pretty much, I'll hang on to that bit especially because that'll be great for spaces.